India's biggest diplomatic offensive against Pakistan is on the global stage. An 11-judge bench of the International Court of Justice has heard India's case against Pakistan's death penalty to Indian businessman Kulbhushan Jadhav. In a scathing offensive, India's legal delegation, led by Harish Salve, established that Pakistan's kangaroo courts conducted a farcical trial against Jadhav despite repeated demands to gain consular access to Jadhav. Pakistan thwarted India's diplomatic efforts to gain access to Jadhav as many as 16 times. Judges B.D. Sharma and Deepak Mittal also said that a grave injustice has been meted out to Jadhav in gross violation of the Vienna Convention. Remember, ICJ has the jurisdiction to decide the Jadhav case, as all disputes arising out of the Vienna Convention are decided by the court. Pakistan is expected to present its case at 6:30 p.m.
Jadhav was allegedly arrested on the 3rd of March 2016 and has been in custody. He was tried by a military court in Pakistan and has been convicted and sentenced to death, which sentence was confirmed on 10th of April 2017. It is not in dispute that India has made innumerable requests since March 2016 for consular access. Pakistan admittedly did not provide consular access. India claims that the rights of the individual and the rights of India under Article 36 of the Vienna Convention have been violated all along from the time of the alleged arrest of Jadhav. Pakistan did not inform the consular post of India about the arrest of Jadhav at the time of the alleged arrest, and India received information of his arrest only on 25th March 2016. Despite India's requests, Pakistan has denied consular officers the right to visit Jadhav. They have refused to communicate to the consular officers the charges against Jadhav and the evidence and other material adduced against him in the so-called trial, so as to enable them to arrange for his legal representation. The denial of access to Jadhav has resulted in consular officers of India being unable to arrange for legal representation of Jadhav and to assure themselves also of his safety and his well-being in custody.
I appear before the court on behalf of the Republic of India with the hope that the court would indicate provisional measures so that the death sentence which has been awarded to Mr. Jadhav through a farcical trial in a Pakistan military court in violation of the rights guaranteed to Mr. Jadhav and India under Article 36, paragraph 1 of the Vienna Convention would be set aside and not carried out pending final decision of the court on India's application.
The Convention sets up, among other things, standards of conduct concerning consular relations between states, with the view to contribute to the development of friendly relations among them. The provisions under Article 36 of the Convention specifically confer rights of consular access and communication upon the sending states and their nationals, who may be arrested, detained, or put in prison in the receiving state. India and Pakistan are members of the United Nations and thus ipso facto parties to the statute of the International Court of Justice. They are also a party to the Vienna Convention and its optional protocol concerning compulsory settlement of disputes. Article 1 of the optional protocol provides that disputes arising out of the interpretation or application of the Convention shall lie within the compulsory jurisdiction of the International Court of Justice and may accordingly be brought before the court by an application made by any party to the dispute being a party to the present protocol.
All right, I want to connect to my colleague Hamza Amir, who's joining us live from Islamabad, as well as Lavina Tandon. She's getting us the very latest from London. Hamza, I want to come to you first. Very keenly watched by both countries, the developments that are taking place at The Hague. A very clear-headed, very firm Harish Salve put forth his argument, put forth the Indian argument in 90 minutes. We're expecting that at about 6:30 p.m. Pakistan is going to do the same. Hamza, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right. Hamza, very keenly watch the developments coming in from The Hague by both countries. 6:30, Pakistan expected to come up with their arguments in 90 minutes.
Yes, now it's going to be Pakistan's turn to actually, establish their position when it comes to the case, because Pakistan says that, they have evidential proof of the reason behind Jadhav's conviction for death sentence in Pakistan, trialed through a military court. Now, the confessional statement that we have seen on the media is a video confession in which he details himself as an Indian naval officer operating in Balochistan, working with insurgent groups to destabilize and carry out terror attacks inside Pakistan, different parts of Pakistan. That is something that the confessional statement says. Now, on the other hand, Pakistan is also going to be addressing the facts of different strategical approach that Pakistan is taking. That is on Kashmir, that is on the line of control, that is on India's influence on Balochistan coming from Afghanistan, as Pakistan claims it to be Indian-sponsored terrorism being showered into Balochistan and other parts of the country. Pakistan is also going to be realizing and notifying the International Court of Justice regarding the declaration that was submitted in March, in which Pakistan had already told ICJ that they have no jurisdiction to actually question Pakistan on cases that relate to national interest. Now, Yadav's case is also something that Pakistan relates to national interest, and that is why this case is also going to be considered in the same line that ICJ actually cannot question Pakistan when it comes to any conviction related to national interest, related to terrorism inside Pakistan, judged by domestic laws and as per laws provided in the country and as the law of the land.
All right, it was interesting that till now there were rumors about that Pakistan was going to snub the top court, but right now, of course, they will be presenting their argument. That would be at 6:30. Lavina, let me bring you in. My colleague Lavina is also tracking details coming in from The Hague. Lavina, Harish Salve, the Indian representative lawyer there who's putting forth India's case, the entire crucible of his, arguments rested on the fact that how Pakistan has breached the Vienna Convention.
Preeti, I think that's the only way Harish Salve or India had, because this is under the military law that Pakistan had court-martialed and then given a capital punishment to Kulbhushan Yadav. And that, apparently, they argue, cannot be tried in any court, ICJ. It's a matter of security. They have made this entire issue a matter of security, and that would be their line of argument, and eventually, as Hamza said, bringing in all the other international issues, and this is their opportunity. But India only had the little line of trying to say that it is opposed human rights and to get access to him and so that they get a little bit of time and some diplomatic strategy can be formed or formulated if there is some time given and this capital punishment is deterred, held, stayed, and some kind of access is allowed. So this is what can be argued in ICJ and not the military law, which is what I think Pakistan is going to argue. It will be very interesting, and this is we would need to see if ICJ would follow the line of India and deter this capital punishment and allow the access and allow the time for India to formulate some kind of diplomatic strategy to deal with this.
All right, Lavina, we'll come back to you. Appreciate you joining us, Hamza. We'll keep coming back to you for more updates on that story. Meanwhile, all eyes now at 6:30 p.m. India time when Pakistan builds its argument on this case. It will be given 90 minutes. Meanwhile, after India, now it's Pakistan's turn to present its case at 6:30 p.m. India Standard Time. Pakistan will be presented by the Foreign Secretary, Tehmina Janjua, who was expected to divert the issue by focusing on non-issues such as recent protests in Kashmir, ceasefire violations across the LOC, the Indus Water Treaty and India's growing role in Afghanistan. After India's scathing offensive, will Pakistan be able to counter India's watertight case?